Yeah. What do you think? Because I'll say
I
he's
mean,
temporal.
if I'm being honest, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know. I'm not a theist, but like if I were to advocate for theism, I don't know. Which one do you think?
I think God is temporal because you have like okay, like if you take God to be all-knowing, which both classical theism and neoclassical theism takes, then you have propositions which change over time. Like for example, what time is it now? Now is indexed to like for example, let's say like 5 p.m. When you ask that question, it's gonna be like 5 p.m. right? But then like at 6 p.m. The answer is gonna change, and so like God has actual knowledge that changes. You can't have the same knowledge, otherwise he's gonna have like false beliefs.
I mean, I mean, I can just like commit myself to the view that there exists a metaphysical change.
I don't know what that even means, but yeah, you can explicate that.
Yeah, when we talk about metaphysical change, it just means change outside of time.
Then yeah, that doesn't actually really respond to the argument because the argument is necessarily invoking that it has to change, that God's knowledge has to change with time. Like that's just a necessary entailment since in time, right? You have propositions that change over time, right? And
Yeah, but like in order to say that would just be invoking a rejection to metaphysical change, or just saying that there doesn't exist some type of metaphysical change, right? And then I just don't know if you would be able to establish an argument for that.
No, I mean, yeah, I could, but that's not even rejecting metaphysical change. I can grant what you said about metaphysical change, but the problem here is that the proposition's truth value changes over time, right? So it's not something which is indexed metaphysical change because there are genuine propositions that change over time.
You keep just saying you're just question begging. You just keep saying it's changing over time, but I'm obviously putting that into question. I'm saying that like why is it a change that's occurring over time? Why can it not just be some metaphysical change?
Oh my god, look. So okay, hold on. I'm not question begging. I'm just clarifying my position. But let me just be clear on something. When you ask the question like, "What time is it now?"
Wait, hold on. You said you're not question begging. Just to be clear, was the original prop that propositions they change over time, right? The knowledge of propositions at least change over time. Is that not the original proposition?
No.
Okay, what was the original proposition?
There are some propositions that are temporal. Like they change over time. Some propositions. And God is all knowing. I mean, He has no value.
What do you mean? What do you mean proposition change over time? I don't even know what it means to say a proposition can change.
Okay, yeah, okay, look. So, like, okay, hold on. Let me think. Okay, so I slept at let's say 8 p.m. Right?
I don't think propositions are the type of thing that can change.
no. Like, you don't understand. That's not what we mean by propositions changing.
If you're just saying our epistemological accounts of propositions can change, then yeah, like that's fine. The knowledge of propositions.
No, propositions genuinely have true values that change over time, like their truth value, not themselves.
You realize that's according to our epistemology, right? Like the proposition itself, independent of our knowledge of it, doesn't change.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So in reality, the proposition still has the same true values. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so you're saying that?
Yeah, I mean, propositions are true or false, independent of our knowledge.
Okay, look. So let's say that the proposition that what's your
like you wouldn't say the proposition that monkeys are human is true just because everybody on Earth believes that monkeys are humans, right?
That's not my point. I don't know how.
No, wait, answer the question. Answer the question.
Yeah, of course not. Obviously.
Okay, so you would say that's always been a true fact that monkeys are not human.
Oh yeah.
So what does it mean to say that proposition true value can change over time?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you.
There seems to be a lot of gibberish and seems to be incoherent.
Yeah, bro, you can't be serious. Okay, look. So let's say like for example, the proposition. I just ontological realist is eating breakfast. Okay, now that proposition might be true at like for example 8 a.m. But if you ask the same question like like let's say at like 10 p.m. right, and like the true value is gonna change. He's not eating breakfast anymore. So like it wouldn't be true that he's eating breakfast now. So like that's obviously a proposition that changes.
Wait,
if you try to deny that, then you can just appeal the contradiction.
What was the proposition? Wait, hold on. What was the proposition that you just said that changed?
Yeah, ontological realist is eating breakfast now.
You realize that's dependent upon a temporal change, right? That's just saying that's just the only change there is that like there's a time where you were eating breakfast and now at a different time you're not eating breakfast. The proposition true value is still the same regardless of the time.
No. Okay, so you're saying that's still true that I'm eating breakfast at 10 p.m. even though I literally ate it at like 8 a.m. Like what?
No, bro, that's not what I'm. Okay, you're just not listening.
Okay, then what I said was, bro. Then what I said was true. You're not understanding. You're just trying to say that independent of our minds, these true values don't change at all. Then you can just derive a contradiction by saying that okay, then he's eating and not eating breakfast at the same time. Because what are you talking about?
You know that was a temporal claim. It was a claim about a thing that happened at a certain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And God knows all truths, and that claim.
Okay.
That's just agreeing with me, bro. Like what?
I mean, that's not to say the proposition itself has changed, but the true value of the proposition didn't change.
Yeah, you like
a more concise way to say it would be like or a more concise way to explain it for me would just be like to say that specifically the proposition that you were eating breakfast now and now is at 10:45 p.m. For example, so ontological realist is eating breakfast at 10:45 p.m. That proposition doesn't change depending on the time. I mean, for you to be saying that like, oh, because it's a different time, therefore I'm not eating breakfast anymore. That's trivial. It's redundant. It's not adding new information about what we already know.
Okay, so
That would just be useless talk there. But like obviously we know that's what you meant.
okay, look, it's okay. So when you try to like bring up the 10 p.m. thing, the word now is just indexed to the point of time like the proposition is being said, right? So like that, so now it could be any time. So like trying to reduce it down just to the specific time.
And the specific example I gave was at 10:45 p.m. The proposition didn't change. You were still eating breakfast. You were still eating breakfast at 10:45 p.m. Just because it's a different time does not change the true value of that proposition.
But the thing is, you're not understanding. When the person said, "Oh, ontological realist is eating a breakfast," and that was at like 10:45 a.m. Right? But now it has the word now, which literally changes over time. So that if you ask the same question, like when is ontological realist eating breakfast now, you're gonna have a different answer, right?
Yeah, because now isn't being used the same there, but it's not the same.
Yeah, so propositions that include like now, like those things would have changed true value.
Different propositions to begin with.
No, they're not different propositions.
Yeah, proposition A was ontological realist is eating breakfast at 10:45 p.m. And proposition B is that ontological realist is eating breakfast at for example 4 p.m.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Now is just a general quantifier upon the present, bro. It doesn't matter when it's time index. You can't just like reduce it down to 10 p.m. It like generally quantifies over the present, which obviously changes over time.
I mean, yes, bro. It's not the present. How do I tell you if it's talking about the present? It's talking about the present within that moment. It's not the same to say that. Like, wait, what? This actually just depends. What theory of time do you hold to?
I don't hold to it. I don't want to call them theories of time because I don't grant that they are theories of time. But I'll probably say like maybe A theory or B theory. I don't take them to be actual theories of time.
A theory or B theory? I mean, pick like they're exclusive.
I'm like agnostic.
They're exclusive theories. You're agnostic, okay.
But again, the problem is now, right? Now can literally that proposition changes over time. Like you literally just agree to that. So like because the word now generally quantifies. No. The word now. Okay, so you're saying the word now doesn't generally quantify over the present. Like you can have so the word now can like not quantify over the present. You literally said that. No, but look, you said that when someone says now at like 10:45 p.m. that would be in reference to 10:45 p.m. But if they say now at like 7 p.m. that would be in reference to 7 p.m. Okay, then you disagreed. What?
Because what they're in reference to is two different. They're in reference to two different times. Obviously,
but still, yeah, but it's still the word now, right? It's still the same content. Still the content.
I mean, they're semantically distinct. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, they're not semantically distinct. That's things entailed from the semantics. I think you're conflating now.
What?
Well, we can do it this way. If God was okay, hold on. Let's give a different argument. Okay, if God was 8 temporal,
can I just like get the argument for theism and just like see if you have a problem with it? I don't really want to talk about this because like this is like really stupid to talk about.